Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Really. Jonathan, how are you doing today, Jonathan?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Doing really well. I haven't talked about Survivor, I don't think, ever on this channel, so I'm really excited.
Wait, you've never talked about Survivor on
I
this
don't
channel?
think so. I
No, you
don't.
haven't.
Crazy.
What?
I don't.
What?
Well, when I have Ron here joining us on Reality Realist for the first time.
Hello.
How are you doing, Ron?
Oh, fantastic. Season 41!
Thank you. And the only one getting some sun here at this moment is Phil. How are you doing today, Phil? I know you love Survivor, so I'm sure that you're pretty happy.
I'm very happy. I'm excited. I'm excited for the change. This is a very different year. It's going to be very fun to go through, but I'm excited. Survivor has been amazing lately. I feel like it's really gone back into the groove, and I think this cast looks very interesting.
Definitely very interesting. And I just came off, we just finished watching Survivor South Africa, and it was an excellent, in my opinion, season. And so I'm just like, I don't remember what like the vibe of Survivor US is like. And so I'm really excited, just like Glenda here, excited for this season of Survivor. So thanks for joining us, Glenda. We're going to do a cast assessment. We're going to talk about the things that we know about this new season, and whether we like some of the new twists or what's been teased to us. We're just going to dive right in. So speaking of, new twists, what have we heard so far? What is the monster? Can someone explain to me what the monster is?
It's Jeff's hair.
It is Jeff Probst' new longer length, absolutely. Maybe he didn't get a quarantine haircut. So the monster is just hair. Is there any other, Jonathan, what do you think the monster is?
I thought it was a polar bear, but I'm still on season 2. Oh, we're not talking about Lost. Okay, sorry. I don't know.
Right. The numbers like 16, 49, 31, 22. Like, is that the monster? I don't know. So that's one thing that, Jeff has been teasing, that there's a monster and the monster chases you. I'm wondering if it's just the idea of like being in this game that's a little more fast paced. If that's what the monster is, it's just like maybe the flow and the adrenaline of it all. But Phil, so what do you think about it being only 26 days instead of the regular 39?
I'm on the fence. I don't know. I mean, I'm a big fan of how Survivor Australia does 50 days. I love it, and it doesn't ever seem to have a lull. Like, it goes well. But I am also very excited that it's going to be quite fast paced. Like, I mean, it feels like it's going to be right off the bat, decisions.
Yeah. I feel like this season will be proof of concept if it works. It's something that, maybe will force people into making things happen a lot quicker. So who knows, right?
Yeah.
So, Ron, what about the game within the game? What do you think about that element of this new season?
Something for the junior survivors at home to just have a little bit of fun with. Why not you? I just learned about the game within the game today, and I was hoping for more of a RuPaul's Drag Race game within the game. Yeah.
Is Silky coming back?
Yeah, Silky getting 5 immunity idols to stay in the game. But they've gotta. It's good. They gotta change it. It's been 41. It's on its 41th season. It's 21 years in the making. We got to do something different. So let's hope that this works. And like Jonathan said, let's see if the concept flies. If it flies, they'll keep it going, but we'll see.
Well, what I like about it is I'm usually somebody, and most of you are, I think, as well, if they have any games or puzzles, we do them alongside the contestants. And so I like the element is that it will be maybe something that we'll be able to figure out if it's a word scramble or if it's a whatever they decide to do. So I do like that element, but I don't think I like the element of maybe Jeff being like, hey, audience, so we got a game for you. I don't know how he's going to present it, and I don't know if I want to be that intimate with Jeff during my viewing.
It's
Like,
going
he
to
is
be
breaking the fourth wall, right? Like I thought I heard that.
so.
I don't know if I love that either.
Yeah,
That'll be like Phil Keegan doing it in The Amazing Race with the face-off competitions. Like, now we've got Chantele and Jonathan who are going around the corner to pick up the pineapples, and if he's doing it and he's not genuine, people are going to see through it and they're not going to like it.
if it's anything like Jeff on the reunion show, it's going to be cheesy. So
That's what it's going to be like, because it seems what the reason behind this is that he really wants to have that junior player, so someone that's like maybe 16 years old right now, that's waiting for him or her to be able of age to be able to apply, and he wants to be able to say like, oh my god, like this kid, he's been playing along with the game within the game for the last 3 years since he was a kid, and now he's on the show. Like, he just is waiting for that. So I'm not sure how I feel about him presenting it, but I like the idea of that there's an additional game that the audience gets to participate in. One thing I wanted to say about the shorter season is that basically they're taking out the third day. So before it used to be a reward challenge, and then the second day would be interviews and idle time, and then the third day would be immunity challenge and the tribal council. And so they're just removing that media kind of day, or confessional day, and just like making it bam 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 bam. So we won't necessarily feel like it's a shorter day. We'll still have our 13, 14 episodes, but they won't be as starving. I want them to be starving.
Well, I don't think there's any reward challenges. I think that's what has been cut.
Oh, really?
There's going to be no rice this year. They have to go and find the food themselves and make it happen. Which is what would terrify me, of not being provided the rice.
I like the double challenges. I actually hate when they combine it just to one in those particular episodes from before. So that's a big minus for me.
People are going to be really hungry, but also, like, if you can fish, if you can provide some food, it might keep you around a little while longer. I think the survival aspect of it is going to come more into play, but also having only 26 days is going to make the gameplay so much more aggressive.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. Hi, Nika.
Hi, Nika.
Hello, Will. Thank you for being here. No, we haven't. We just have been talking a little bit about the season so far. Is there anything else about this new season that we want to talk about before we dive in to this draft?
Well, I have a question.
Sure.
Yeah, my question was just, I think overall, speaking about the cast as like a whole, are they older, like an average age, just slightly overall? Just writing down their ages, I felt like there wasn't, there are a few like 20-year-olds, but it just seemed like everyone was a little bit maybe older. There's like 3 or 4 people over the age of 50, and I was just wondering if that is true or it just feels like it.
I don't know if it is actually true. I haven't heard any stats yet. I was feeling that it was like, wow, there's like 20-year-olds. Like, are you really going to, like, they're not going to award a 20-year-old money, I don't think. But
there's only 7 of the 18 are under the age of 30. So it is, I think, a much older cast this season. But they've rewarded people in their 20s in the past, and they'd love to do that again.
And the 20-year-olds are, watching quick videos of them online, they feel like children. Like, they're not like mature 20-year-olds that you can hide your age like we've seen in the past. It's like children. So
they some of them weren't born when Survivor started, so they've never experienced life without Survivor.
Yeah.
Yes,
I wonder with this kind of new Survivor, if because they are so youthful, those 20-year-olds, if it's going to feel like they are looking to some of the older people to kind of like lead the way, perhaps. I don't know. It seemed like a different dynamic with the casting, just overall.
But even and I'm sorry, Brad, he said he didn't watch Survivor until like 2 years ago. So he hasn't even seen all the season, and he's 50. So there's people that are new to Survivor, and they're going to maybe get a brand new experience as well. So I'm not sure age is going to be the biggest factor in a lot of this.
I just meant like ages in life experience. So you're able to like help them fish and do things that, I'm almost 38 and I still don't know how to do. But it's like, 20-year-olds probably wouldn't know how to do it. So I felt like maybe some of the older cast, will be able to kind of lead the way.
Netflix has also released all of the seasons in 2020. So while the majority of America should have been locked down or quarantining, they were able to view Survivor for the first time for a lot of people. So this might be quite a few of the viewers watching for the first time live as well. So Castaways, yes, they might have had a year to study and get to know what was happening in the game. But we also have lifelong fans like the five of us.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if I'd be going on Survivor if I didn't watch like 100 seasons. Like, it wouldn't be the one to be like, you know what? I think I want to go on that show. I would definitely do my homework. Anything else before we get started?
I think that the casting, it looks like they did a good job with diversity, which is great. I'm very excited we have Canadians that actually live in Canada. That's great. I think it's good. I also noticed when they did a lot of the interviews that not a lot of them stood out to me as having a potential to actually win. So I was like, when I went down, I was like, somebody's winning here. I don't know who it is, though.
You're right. I felt there were like just a few that really felt like Survivor players that you're like, oh, they're probably getting to the end, and felt like a real threat. There were few and far between. I agree.
Which
I'm okay with,
which is great, because if they don't play that way and it's a whole new way, anybody could win. It could be interesting. So.
Could be. Okay, so we're going to do a little wheel of names here. Can we see this?
Ooh, Thanksgiving meals.
Ooh, Thanksgiving.
I can't get rid of all the pop-ups here. Don't flag this. I know I'm selling Whole Foods.
Thank goodness we know what you're searching.
I don't even eat turkey. Okay, so I decided to, since we haven't done Survivor here, so there's no reigning champion, that we will do a little wheel spin as to who will be going first.
Am I also the same color as Jojo because I'm terrible at draft picks? Is that?
It wouldn't let me change it. Want me to try? I can try. Hold on.
Okay. I could do the one.
I feel like it keeps making it the same though. Yeah, it's oh no, Phil and Jojo are not the same. Okay, you're different now. All right, so this is going to be who is going to pick first, and then we'll do the order. It's going to be a snake draft, so I think I'm going to draw every single person and not allow the first person to have all that control of choosing the order. So not until the next draft. All right, ready? Fingers crossed, guys.
No whammies.
Ron!
Yay!
Of course.
Thank you.
All right, next up will be Jojo.
I love this card.
Okay.
Come on, Chantele.
Random.
Yay!
Phil will be next.
This is what I get for complaining about my color.
Oh, wait, Phil didn't leave.
Am I going to get it again?
Jonathan. And how did I get? So I'm going to get the 5th and the 6th pick, and we're going to be going snake draft. There's only going to be 15. And I'm just curious as to what you guys think. Should we do the two player, how many players are drafted? The 3 players that aren't drafted, should they be given to people once they lose a player, or if they lose all their players and those players are still there, then we can take them on, like one of them, kind of thing.
Ooh, I don't think they survived the draft personally.
Yeah, there's a couple flops I think in this season.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance too that the last 3 are going to be on the bottom of a lot of people's list. I think, yeah.
Get rid of them.
Why
Ooh, hold
not?
on.
Why
Say-
not?
Just get rid of. I mean, that seems so harsh.
Yes, Will.
It's
Yeah.
so
Well,
hard.
it's Survivor. You
This is
gotta
reality, realness.
Ouch.
Okay, we're getting real.
cut it.
3 S's.
Realness.
3 S's. You don't survive, you 3.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Harsh.
each S gets a person of their own.
So Will says, I think that the women are going to be better than the guys that they casted. Interesting. I think the opposite, to be fair. I feel like the men might do a little bit better, but who knows? Who knows? We're going to start off with Ron's pick. He gets the first pick, and that means he's going to get first and ninth, and then like a lot later. So, how's it going to go for you? How are you starting this off?
Pick good.
Because you're not picking for a long time.
I'll pick what I want to pick. Thank you. So I will admit I watched the Instagram videos and I watched the EW interviews. I didn't watch anything else.
No problem.
So I'm going off of my gut, and I will go for the one that I ranked, who I think has a really good chance of winning. And I'm going to pick Ricard as my first pick.
Damn it! Like everybody's number one pick.
Not on my list.
Not me.
Not on your list. Okay.
Not on my list. No.
Well, simple shopping then.
So I think that Ricard is a great pick, personally. The one thing that maybe worries me about Ricard is that I don't know if he's fully deaf in one ear or partially deaf in general. And so I'm curious if he's going to have issues with his surroundings and maybe not being able to communicate with people as well as he'd like. So that worries me a little bit, but I think that he's going to be able to provide for his tribe really well. He's very likable, and I found that he was in a lot of the shots and stuff like that, and like previews and stuff. And so I'm thinking that he might do well in the season because he's just like all over the media.
Yeah,
I find. Any other objections, thoughts? Jonathan, you said that he wasn't on your list, so
not on my list. I mean, I didn't know he had hearing impairment or of any, but we've had a Survivor contestant who was deaf, and I know it was a major kind of arc of the season that it was a challenge, but I don't think it should be an issue. There was other people I felt stronger about, and I only wanted to come into this with like a handful of people that I wanted to fight for. So
he
just didn't make it. He's kind of like top middle for me of my list, perhaps.
Okay.
I did like for him. I had a note that because he kept saying that he likes to take lists. He's a list person, and I'm like, that's probably a good quality to have in life for something like Survivor, to like have plans and write it out in your head. So that might be a good thing for him. He was in my top area, but not top area.
Yeah, for me it sounded to me like he has faced a lot of adversity and challenges in his life, that it's nothing that's going to happen out there is going to face him too hard. So I think he's going to be the most adaptable person. Plus, I think he's going to have that likability factor that people will want to keep him around. And then maybe post-merge, he's going to be a decent enough threat to get to the end and be able to take the win and be able to candidly yet and honestly explain why he deserves the win as well. So I think he's a potential strong player, but yeah, he's also very cute. So I'm happy about that.
He's super cute. I haven't found any zodiac signs, but I definitely have a little Survivor crush on him so far. So Jojo, you are up next. What are your thoughts? Who are you thinking?
I'm going to choose Heather for my first pick.
Heather. Heather.
Jojo loves picking his moms.
I think, what did I write for Heather? So she was part of a roller derby team, and she knows, like, when she puts on those skates that a new persona takes over. She's a huge Survivor fan. So I think she's going to go out there wanting to play, wanting to be aggressive, but also like trusting her intuition, playing the mom card if she has to. And I think her tribe looks pretty good. So if they do lose the first couple of immunity challenges before some sort of swap, whatever, I think she'll be okay. And I really liked her. She was a beam of sunshine for me. And I think she grew up
a beam of sunshine.
Yeah, she grew up like fishing and being outdoors and being that person. So I think she will provide. I think she's going to be a surprise, underestimated surprise.
I found I like her. She was actually up on my list as well. I think that she has the potential to be the Jennifer Coolidge of Survivor, because her answers were a little bit like she would think about them and like get all funny in the face, and I was like, oh, she's gonna be kind of fun to watch. She's
Mother.
I like her.
I like Heather too. Good old Heather. So my number one choice.
Number one. Okay, that's really interesting. Jonathan, do you have anything to say about Heather?
I didn't see her as a threat at all. So do I think they would target her first? Absolutely not, unless you're just like, she's just not part of, your group or whatever, and someone needs to go. There are 3 tribes, is that right? Yeah. So I mean, bottom of my list, sorry to say, but I was just like, I'm trying to pick people who can like win it, and I don't see her winning yet. Maybe surviving and being brought to the end, but I don't know. I just don't see it.
Doesn't see it. That's okay. Well, I mean, for Heather, I've been hearing these things about her, and a lot of people have her high on their lists. And so I'm like, okay, so maybe I'm sleeping on Heather a little bit. I am excited to see if she does really well. I want to see her put on this persona and come out and be like Survivor Jane or Survivor Heather, and like, completely, change my perception of to what I'm seeing from this picture in a couple of interviews. So I'm looking forward to see how she does. I don't put her up on the top of my list because I don't know if physically she'll be able to, withstand that small tribe. Like they might just point the finger at her if she doesn't particularly do as well as some of the other people. So I'm hesitant, but I'm looking forward to seeing how well she does this season. So that's my thoughts. Billy.
Choose wisely, Phil.
This is tough. I have 2 that I really want, but I'm going to...
You can't pick 2. You have to pick one.
All right. I'm going to go... This is a different type of pick for me, because usually I don't go for this character type that they always seem to cast. Okay. But I'm going for, and I love the name, Chantele. And the reason I like Chantele, because usually the religious type, I'm like, oh, if you rub people the wrong way, if you talk about it too much, you might be in trouble. Her answers when she was being interviewed on things, she was good. She was smooth on a lot of her answers, and there was something about her. I don't know. I was like, she could do this. She could pull this one off. I would really like to see a Chantele win. I think she
born in Toronto. I'm just like thanks, guys.
Right? Yeah, that's like I'll guarantee you're never getting casted, Chantele.
Or guarantee I'm never going to be the first Chantele from Toronto. I might still, just because she lives in Washington, D.C. now,
and she's Chantele with an S.
Yeah, exactly, and no E on the end. Yes. One thing I like about her is that, like, so with the religious archetype, usually, they're very different from me, but it seems like she turned to religion because she was a little bit wild and she had a little bit of a past. And so I find that to be endearing, interesting. Like, I want to know more about her, knowing that she turned to religion to kind of save her. And so I think that's an interesting fact about her, and it makes her is a person that's more relatable. So I like her. I think she's a great pick. She was potentially going to be my number 1 pick because I didn't think anybody was going to take her. So.
Yeah, I liked when they during one of the questions that all the survivors had was, what did you do during while you were on the island before the game started to prepare? And she said, I colored and I centered myself. And a lot of the other people were like, the stuff that they were saying was like, I don't even buy that they were doing it. I actually feel like she actually like sat down and centered herself the way that she, like, I don't know. She seems to tell the truth from what I'm seeing, but she's okay with she will lie if she has to. So
So Glenda
I'm
says that
comedian.
she likes her as well, that she said that she will ask for forgiveness later. Yes, please. Sorry, Phil, that Ron, that covers your face every time I put it up. Sorry.
Whatever, I'll just have a louder voice. She reminds me of Vesepia from season 4. She's definitely got Vesepia Towery vibes. If you haven't watched season 4, my eyes are very large right now.
I've seen every season. Come on, that's where I fell in love with Boston Rob. I was like, I love Boston Rob.
All right, we'll have a chat later about this. But she's got that Vesepia vibe where she seems like she knows the game's the game. She knows life is life, and she's willing to cross some boundaries in order to do well. I think she does have a good shot. So I'm not surprised that Phil's picking this because I think he has a strategy in his head. I can see it already. So
take everybody that I want. So I'm going to be left with the dregs.
Chantele was my number 1 pick too.
Ooh.
And I just thought she was super grounded. I think that's what you're talking about with Vesepia as well. As we know, Vesepia did very well. It was just a pastor didn't throw me, having dated one. I know that they're very charismatic. And so I just thought she's going to be someone that I think a lot of people turn to. And I think she will do really well. And like I said, my number 1 pick,
Sorry,
stole it.
Whoa,
she's also a comedian. She has that listed as an occupation.
Yeah.
Pastor, comedian. So that's a pretty good combo, if you ask me.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with Chantele more than I'm obsessed with myself. Boo. Oh my gosh. So now it is Jonathan's turn.
I picked Chantele. Can't do that too. No.
The other Chantele.
Oh my gosh. I guess I'll go with who do I want to? I have 2 that could. I don't know. I really wanted Chantele. Let's go with how do you say his name? Jairus.
He wants to go
JD.
JD. Yeah.
Oh, it goes by JD.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
JD.
JD.
Yes.
D as in Donnie.
What's the D stand for?
Well, maybe it's his middle name, but he's like wants me to call him JD, not Jairus.
Okay. Well, JD would be my pick, I guess. He's one of the younger ones, but someone who I thought, as one of the 20-year-olds, could get along with the other 20-year-olds, but also seemed to have more of a presence than them as well. And so he seemed like a bit of a player to me, potentially, that, would be someone who could last long in the game.
I like JD for sure. I do find I'm worried about all the young people. Like, not that they won't be able to do well physically, but just like not necessarily being able to just have the life experience to connect with some of these older people. And I don't know if there's enough of them to be able to, get the numbers and be able to take out the older people. So I'm just hesitant. I think that he has a great attitude. He's someone that said that he's been watching Survivor his entire life. I'm just like, oh my God, like I've been an adult your entire life. And I want to see him do well because he's very charismatic, as we've mentioned some other people here so far. I like him. I don't know if he could win. Jojo, what do you think?
I love his seashell necklace.
Do you? The puka necklace?
Yeah, that brings you back to like graduating high school. I know that he's saying that he's a student. He has a great personality. As far as I can tell from his tribe, I could actually see him going early. So I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in JD.
Yeah.
No faith in JD.
I felt if he did go far, I got kind of like woo vibes from him a little bit. Like maybe not necessarily somebody that understands the game the first time they play it. Like I think like he might be somebody who the fans might really like him.
Chantele, where are you going with that photo?
Oh, sorry.
Whoa!
Like the green.
JD!
going to the next
JD.
person. Stop. Okay, stop.
You're screen sharing, Chantele.
I know. I'm trying to go to the next person. Anyways, go on.
Yeah, I think he'll be. There's a potential that he could be a fan favorite. I think young people might like him. He might get asked back to come in, but I don't see it with this cast. He to me, he seemed like he was already not quite getting the game the way that the others did in the interview. I don't know. I'm sorry, Jonathan. I'm sorry.
We all could be wrong. He could be the winner.
That's true.
He could be the winner.
You never know.
So I didn't make a list of who I was gonna get. I was just like, I'm gonna go off like how I'm feeling in the moment. And this is a little bit of a departure of maybe the direction I usually will go in. But the person that I'm going to pick next is Deshaun.
Good choice.
So
Good choice.
I think that he is kind of could be a sleeper. You know, like I think that he's going to be likable. I think he's going to be useful in the tribe. He's a medical student, I believe, and with that, I feel like he's going to have like just some like he's just going to be useful, and people are going to want him to be around. What else does it say about him? He's from Florida. I don't know. I just think I have a good feeling about him doing well in the game. He's just likable, and that's something like a type of person that you're going to need on the tribe is someone that you like having around.
Yep.
So, Deshaun, any other thoughts? People are nodding. I'm liking that people are happy with my pick.
He was middle. Why does that look Photoshopped? He was middle of the ground for me. I was like, yeah, like, but I mean, I don't know. He was, in the middle of my list. So
I think he really wants to push positive vibes, but have a little bit more of a villain confessional moment. And I think he's going to be really maybe persuasive or aware at least of what's happening and what people are saying, what people are doing. So I think he's a good choice.
Ron,
Agreed.
You're nodding. Let me hear what Ron thinks, because Ron, I want to know.
Chantele, I just think you're amazing regardless of what you do. So just stop. I'm aligning with him just for those nipples. I mean, look at those. Like, how are you not drawn to him? But no, I felt like when the things I saw with him, he had the charisma to be able to lure people in. And I think he'll be smart enough to manipulate people when he needs to. And I think he will probably adapt faster to the pace of the game than anyone else. He is of the younger group, but he's the older one of the younger group. So he might be that middle ground that could bridge the gap. I think he's going to do well. I had him high up on my hopes list. So good. I think you did a good job picking there, Chantele. Bravo.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So we'll just do a little bit of an update here on what our drafts are looking like, just so we can see how things are going. Oh my God, I need like another computer or somebody like doing this part. So this is the draft so far. So we have Ron with Ricard, Jojo with Heather, Phil with Chantele, Jonathan with Jairus, and myself with Deshaun, going for round 2, where I'm going to start the second round. My second round pick is also going to be very different from the type of player that I usually pick. And, I love supporting people, home ground people. So I am going to go with the shorty of the bunch from Toronto, Miss Erica.
Good.
I think that she, she's small, but I think that she's like feisty. Like she's like going to want to do well. Like she's a fan of the show, and she's like, I feel like she's likable, and I think that she's going to want to do well. And so I feel that she's going to be somebody that people want to have around. My only scare is if she did something in a challenge that people might want to vote her out because she is small, but I feel like she's still mighty, So that's my pick.
Yep.
It's Erica. Let me find that picture for you guys.
Good pick. I think you did a good job with that one. So.
She was on my top 5. But I only watched one interview with her, and I don't know, she seemed a little meek. So you said she's feisty, so that's good. I want to see that potentially. But that was my concern with her, even though I did pick her as like one of my top 5, that she might be a little quieter.
Well, I mean, she has. I think her job is like in communications, so I think she will know how to be kind of a savvy person who will listen and know when to speak. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for Erica.
Yeah.
She was also on the people saying that she, during COVID, was studying comedy and writing and how to be funnier, and so she was taking the time to develop her personality, which is a good thing to have during the show. And because she's short, she's unfortunately going to have to compensate. And so if she's got the personality that people want to have around and she can sustain herself well, she could go very far. And she has the communications background to manipulate her words easily to get to the end and convince people of her being able to win.
Yeah, it's very like Chantele, you took my number 2 and number 3. So that I had. So I mean, team comedy is like I picked my 3 top people are all comedy people, like in some way. So I'm like, oh, I love the ones that are funny. So I'm hoping that works out because it'll be a really good season if it's funny.
I love anybody bringing a little bit of comedy to the game. I love anybody that's thinking about the game before they get on the beach. You know, the fact that she's doing homework that's a little bit unconventional, that's going to allow her to stand out in a way that's good, that's positive, that's like very useful. I think that's great. You know, I love a person that studies what the game that they're going to be playing and like how to do well. And so I'm hoping that she put in the work and that she is going to excel. So I have very high hopes for her, and well, maybe short hopes, but yeah, I would like her to do well, and I could see her winning the game, taking it home for Tirana. Okie dokie. So, Jonathan, who you got?
I'll get my book out. Okay, I think there are 2 people that I want, but I feel like it won't come around to me again until they're gone, so I need to pick. Who do I think has a better potential of winning? Let's go with Danny McCrae.
Ooh.
Okay. Danny. Why do you like him?
I mean, listen, I hope he doesn't tell people that he's ex-NFL and maybe no one recognizes him. But I just feel like those people who are like sports people, they just end up doing well. And they make it far. And I don't know, what I watched of him, he seemed very likable. And so I thought he could be very useful to other tribe mates. And yeah, I liked him. And I thought he fits the mold of kind of what he usually does well. I know this is a different season of Survivor, but we don't know.
I definitely like him. I think he potentially could do well, but I'm worried about his competitiveness. He does mention that he's very competitive and he likes to win. And so because they're starting on a small tribe, if per se, they lose, and maybe if he puts up a bit of a fuss about it and becomes somebody that's not likable in that situation.
Strong people on a small tribe, you keep them around.
You never know, if everybody else is being maybe potentially annoyed by him or whatever, like that's just a potential. But
they go at a merge situation, but I think he's at least merge.
Or you go to the end with him and say you're going to give this ex-NFL player $1 million.
Yeah,
I do like him though.
I'd go to the end with him in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
Rod, what do you think? Do we like him?
Yeah, we like him. I didn't have any real thoughts on Danny. I think of the ex-NFL thing as who are some of the more recent ones, like Alan from season 35, like kind of the neuroses of maybe competitiveness might get to him, but it all depends on his personality. I didn't have him really high up on my list, but I would go to the end with him because he looks like a cuddler. So.
Ooh.
Sorry.
I didn't get much energy when I watched him from him, and I was worried if he's not feeling it, will he have the incentive to stick it out? I don't know. I'm worried like he might be somebody that might quit. But
quit? Oh, I don't know about quitting. Glenda says if somebody recognizes him, it will be bad.
That's
They're going to
true.
want him out. So that's the potential as well.
Yeah, I didn't get good energy from him for some reason. So
I mean, his pet peeve is lying, and I think he's going to be like he's going to really base it on honor and want like loyalty and
Ooh.
And
Is he's also the guy that says bad breath? Is it him that's like he's bad breath and lying? There's somebody that's bad breath and lying. And I'm like, and Karen was like, he was talking about like, yeah, like that's not a good pet peeve to have for Survivor, since you're always lying and you don't brush your teeth for 26 days. So that would be a problem. So decent pick. I think that I'm doing well, but I can also see him, going out pretty early. So not too shabby. But Phil, who do you got coming up next?
Oh, well, I'm going to go with Sarah.
Oh, you bugger.
I did get good vibes from her. I like that she works for the health industry, and I think that that's a good thing right now going out there. I think that that might be something that she can talk about and people will be like okay with. Yeah, I don't know. There was just I don't have lots of notes for her, but there was just I felt like she wasn't just the pretty girl that's going to just follow everybody says. I think she is there to play. Yeah, like I got that vibe. So I like that. I want somebody to play to win.
Any other thoughts, peoples? I mean, go ahead.
Sarah was one of my top choices. My top two, actually. I was thinking between her and Heather. I think she's really athletic. She understands strategy. She understands being underestimated, and that's really a bonus in the game of Survivor when people underestimate you. And she's 24. She's young, but as a mechanical engineering student, I think she's going to be pretty wise. So I think she'll be able to flip back and forth with whoever's around her. So I've got a lot of faith in Sarah.
Yeah, she's she almost made my top 5. I was like going back and forth, so she's probably like my 6th or 7th pick. But I just thought she was maybe a little meek too, and those meeker ones kind of scare me. They could do really well and just kind of fly under the radar for a while and make moves behind the scenes, absolutely. And I do like her, but when I just go to pick someone, I'm like, do I think that sitting at the end, would she fight for it like she may need to? I don't know. That's something I would have to get to see. I couldn't tell from that. Maybe a little meek, but I did like her.
Yeah, I don't remember her, but I feel like I've seen some other people talk about her and they had her high up. So I don't remember her bios and stuff in her videos, though, personally. Starting from me going back through, and then Ron would be choosing between the last 3, or I'm just trying to think fairness-wise.
How many people do we have left? There will be 3 left over for sure.
We each have 3 people, so we all have one. Wait, what are we on?
No, my point is, instead of like Ron doing 2 right now and coming back and going the other way, to start back at me and come back again that way, so it's not complete like.
I don't think that sounds right, Chantele. I feel like that's fixed in your favor.
no, but think about it though.
I think we can continue going on the snake way.
Snake, right? Like a snake.
The point is though, is that usually you get the snake to come back around, and it's because it's not looping back around again that I'm kind of getting like the triple shit.
Yeah. We'll give you 2 at the end.
I'll take all of them at the end then. That's fine. Fine. All right.
It was the fate of the wheel.
Fate of the wheel. Okay, I'm going to go with, I'm choosing between 2. I'm going to go with Tiffany.
You just really wanted Tiffany to win this season, huh, Jojo?
You know what? I had a lot of luck with my big brother choice. Even if Tiffany doesn't make it to the end, I think she's going to be killer. I thought her analogy was really great about getting a new class every year and having to work with each child individually to get what she wants out of the entire class and out of each child. So I think she's a smart cookie, and I think she's going to do well.
Any
Tiffany.
other thoughts, peoples?
Is she from New Jersey?
She is. She's a Long Island.
Yeah, I was like, I could like when she was talking, I was like, yeah, she's got to be from New Jersey. I think she's gonna be could be a good character. If somebody rubs her the wrong way, she might go off on them. So,
Good.
which will be great to watch. And she actually was she was in my top 5. So you got it, Jojo.
I put her at the bottom, but Jojo always does this. Jojo picks these people, and then they always end up doing well, and I'm always like, why didn't I pick them? And they are always on my bottom. So she was one of my bottom ones. I just don't see her winning. I mean, not to say that she can't go far. I just didn't see her winning it at the end. So
I don't remember what I feel about her, but I like the fact that she's from New Jersey. Like, I like the East Coast attitude in general. A lot of people I believe are from like LA, and I like East Coast people. They have a personality, and so I'm hoping that she's going to be one of those likable, New Yorkers that like has some chutzpah. So, I'm into seeing how she plays. Was it her that got engaged watching Survivor? Was that her? I can't remember now.
Oh, maybe.
I don't remember, but if she's a fan, then I like her even more. Any super fans, I'm always thumbs up for.
She says she wants to lie about her age. She doesn't want to be 47. She wants to be thought of 35, but she has an 18-year-old. So
don't bother.
I think when she sees the cast, she's not going to worry about her age.
Yeah.
Well, who's she on a tribe with? Let me just check this now.
She's on a
David,
tribe.
Eric, Evie, Liana, and Xander.
So she, David, Eric, and her kind of would be the oldest on that tribe.
Yeah.
I think that I don't think she'll be first boot from that tribe necessarily.
See, I would think that she would be stronger with Liana and Evie and roping in Xander.
Okay.
And like maybe taking out Eric or David. So I think she'd be set in that sense.
I like the way you're thinking. Any other thoughts about Tiffany here? See if we get a Tiffany winner for 2021.
Come on, Tiffany.
Okie dokie. All right, Ron, what's your next 2?
Let's start with one first, and then I'll decide the second. My first one I'm going to pick Liana. And I'm picking Liana for kind of a similar reason that Jojo said about Tiffany. If she can align with the women and bring in a guy in that tribe and take out a couple of people and be okay till about a swap, then maybe she'll be in a good graces with people. She gives me very much I'm blanking on her name now. Laurel vibes from Ghost Island. She's very kind of chill, younger woman. Again, maybe not tons of life experience that's going to be playing in her favor, but as somebody who works with a lot of really young people, I don't feel necessarily that sometimes the life experience is the best thing to make decisions with. Sometimes they just go on gut and it works out. And so she might be able to play that way.
Yeah, I like her. I don't go ahead.
Sorry, she had mentioned wanting to play really authentic at the beginning and then getting to the cutthroat gameplay. So making people think that she is this loyal, honest person and then getting dirty at the end. So that could be really great gameplay.
Yeah, I like her. I think that she's she doesn't fully come across as 20 necessarily to me. I'm wondering if that will come out when she's interacting with people, just because like someone 20 and someone 50, they're just different. Like they act different, they think differently. She hasn't ever lived really a life without like social media and stuff like that. Like it's just like what? Like it's just kind of crazy to me. So I'm interested to see how she's gonna do. Pardon?
You think she seemed older?
A little bit, like not like 20, 24, but not 20. Right. But I think that she's probably going to do decently well. She looks like someone that can get along with people. Yeah, I want to see how well she does. I didn't make a list, as you know, but she was higher up on my list than lower. If that makes sense.
On paper, she was my number one, and then I watched the videos, and see, to me, she did seem 20. She seemed really young.
20?
She seemed really young. She seemed like almost like a child, and it was again the meekness. It was
maybe I didn't see that video.
I was like, I didn't know if she'd be like swallowed up by certain personalities. So she went from being on my list, my number one choice, to like no, not bottom, just like maybe like 5th or 6th kind of a situation. But I like her. I like her. I was just worried from the video that I watched that she wasn't as.
Which videos? Which ones?
I was watching the ones where they're doing what they did in quarantine. Yeah.
I don't know if I watched all of them.
Any
other thoughts? Go ahead.
I do feel like that for some of these, for any of these contestants, that getting a camera in your face for the first time might be a little jarring or uncomfortable for people, and they might freeze up a little bit and not speak as well. So I'm going to give her the benefit and say maybe once the game starts, day 2 or 3, she might get a little more comfortable, but we'll see.
I'm rooting for her though. Yeah.
Definitely rooting for her. Yeah. I'm gonna watch that video though now. I want to see her acting like a child.
It just seems someone. I mean, I don't know. I'm old. I don't know. Like she just seemed young. She just seemed young.
Well, yeah, young to me though is like 24. Like 20, like someone acting 20 would be like literally like a teenager.
Anyone under 30 is like young to me. Okay, like it's just...
all right. Well, see you later.
Oh wait.
Like, aren't they the same age as you, Ron? Like,
no, I'm obviously youthful.
You're the same age as me, Chantele.
No, I'm a year younger than you.
Are you?
Phil.
Oh, jeez.
Well, then how dare you, Chantele?
Just trying to make you feel good. Okay, before you do is pick your last pick here. I am going to just show you our updated sheet here. So this is what it's looking like now, everybody. So you can have an idea how things are going, and these are the people that are still left. Still some decent people on the board, and still some not so decent people on the board. And so what are you going to pick, Phil? A decent or a not so, Phil, sorry, Ron, decent or not so decent?
Well, that's all subjective to your interpretation at this point. And I have the photos in front of me. Everybody that I thought would actually potentially win has been picked. So it's not to be super shady, but the person I'm going to pick, I think will have a very good edit with the show, but I don't think has a chance of winning, but I'm just going to pick them anyways. And that's Evie.
Oh, okay.
I think she could.
I think she's got too much of the Cochrane vibe in season 23, not 26. And I just feel like, I don't know, like she's got a big personality and it's great to see. And Phil could attest to this. This is never somebody that I would ever really root for because I would just be like, you're too happy. I want you gone. But I'm going to pick her because I feel like in the climate we're in and in the environment they're doing this and the fact that they're all just getting out of quarantine and everything, they might feed off her positivity. So they might love her energy. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if she's going to win. I feel like she might get a Christian boot. So, yeah. But I'm going to pick her anyways. We'll try.
I mean, I really like Evie. From the reason why I liked her, maybe it's because I saw a lot of her. Her and Ricard were two people that I saw the most promo and most like videos and most interviews. And like, I do feel that right now it seems like those two have been really all over the promo stuff that's been going on for this season. And so I think that either means that she's like out really quickly or that she's like along for the journey for a while. So with the edit, I'm thinking that like so far anyways, I can see her definitely getting to, merge at least. I don't see her being like a first few boots. Just because of how they're showcasing her. Why would they spend so much time on somebody that like isn't going to be on the beach for very long? So I think it's a good pick. I love anybody that's a super fan, and she's a super fan, and so I want to see her do well. Jonathan, she was like on the bottom of your list. Last pick.
She was no, she was middle of the ground, middle. I'm just very focused. I'm praying. There's one person that I just want, and I know one of you are gonna pick it. But I'm just like focused right now. But yeah, no, middle.
Nobody's taking Brad. Don't worry. Like you can have Brad.
I was actually debating taking Brad next.
You should take Brad the rancher.
Like, maybe Brad.
Ranchers do well. Ranchers
I
do
know.
well.
Ooh.
Well, Jojo, put your money where your mouth is. Is it Brad or is it somebody else? I didn't show the picture of Evie. Do we have anything else to say about her? Let me just put it up there just in case somebody hasn't seen it. Wait, any last things about Evie before we go on to Jojo?
I mean, I think I see her as being more of like a character for the show, not necessarily the winner. I think she'll be liked, but I didn't get winner from her.
I'm stealing that look for the workday from now on.
I think
it's what I'm wearing to the office tomorrow.
I like Evie.
I like it.
All right, Jojo. What did we
Crash.
lose?
Sex toys.
Is that the dog?
Not
sex
me.
toys.
Oh, was it really the sex toys?
No.
Do you need one? Hold on, I'll be right back.
Is this a commercial break for sex toys?
Sex toys.
I'm gonna go with Brad.
Ranchers do well. There you go.
Oh man, Jojo, you're funny.
Who's
And I
quarantine? Who's
I want
quarantine
Jonathan to
didn't
get who he
change?
wants. I really want Jonathan to get his pick. And I think I know who it is, so I decided not to go with them, even though I think you saw I might go with them.
So you like gave up everybody else, and they just went, I'm in on Brad.
Heather and Tiffany, final two. They're fine.
That would be an amazing final two.
You don't even need that third pick.
Yeah, not even
Ron and
worried about my
Jojo,
third
since
pick.
you've completed your team so far,
All right,
if you can start
hold on.
thinking of a team name, just while the rest of us are choosing our last picks. Let's get to Brad here so we can have a look at Brad's skis.
Sex toys.
If that's what you want.
Yeah, so Brad said he is always on the farm or something, so his life really did not change during quarantine. I do remember that. I remember his pictures a lot scarier than seeing him on video. It was a little intense for me, picture.
I think he survived something really tragic too. Like something exploded, or he was part of some explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you wouldn't tell. It's just the intensity with the big bright smile in his eyes. But on camera, like video, it doesn't come off like that.
Yeah. And I think looking at his tribe, I think he might be okay. So I'm gonna go with Brad. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, he's going to be an asset to his tribe. Like he looks physically, quite capable. So
he better work. I think that's what he needs to do at the beginning, is just work really hard, because if he's talking, watch the video where they all talk about their most embarrassing moments and tell me you don't like glaze over in the eyes when you're listening to him and go, what the heck are you talking about? It's something to do with some, like, I played an instrument a bass guitar badly, and it was like, this is your most embarrassing moment? Like
just build a shelter. Just build it.
Just build. Don't talk to
Get
me.
me food.
Wait, so what's your most embarrassing moment then, Phil, if this is not worthy?
I fell up the stage of my at my graduation. I won a couple of awards. That's not the embarrassing part, but I fell down the stairs twice, and then on the third time I made it up the stairs and the whole audience clapped, and that was pretty embarrassing.
Jennifer Lawrence over here.
Before Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, it's so endearing. You America's
Back in the
sweetheart
old days.
Niagara region sweetheart right there. Anything else to say about Brad? I mean, I don't know if he's going to do well. I mean, yes, ranchers, he could do well. He could, if he definitely provides himself an asset to the tribe with like providing in some sort of capacity. I don't know how well he'll get along with people, but I'm willing to be proven wrong.
Yeah, it's a social game, and if you're from a small, rural area, it's I would assume that's hard to, kind of just feel like you can just throw yourself and fit in. So, I mean, maybe he's a social butterfly. I don't know.
He also did say that his favorite player is Ozzy.
Ugh.
And he really went on about Ozzy and how he played. And then it did, like, the reasons why he thought Ozzy should win didn't even match up if Ozzy had got to the end. And it was like, what are you talking about? So I don't think he's watched a lot of Survivor, because he said he's pretty new to watching as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Glenna says that they will use him for food and resources and get him out. I like him, though.
That's right, Glenda. That's exactly what they'll do, because he's going to be too focused on the survival part, which is what Ozzy's downfall always is too. And he's going to think that he's just going to win. Same thing with Rupert, thinking he's ever going to win the game, as I'm going to bring home the right bananas and we're going to be able to win the game, Laura. But he's not going to win the game that way. He's going to need to socialize and strategize, and I think that's going to be the downside. Is a little bit.
I'm okay with him going out as long as everyone else that we've listed so far does better than he does.
Right. You want it to be him to be picked in the rightful position, basically, right?
Yep.
Yeah. You don't want to see him lose.
I don't want him to win. I do not want him to be the winner.
I don't see a world where that's the case, so you will not be getting that wish. Anything else about Brad before we go on to Phil's final pick?
No.
No. Phil, who do you got?
First off, keep the Rupert voice to the bedroom, please.
I'm going to bring you the right banana.
I'm going for a character for my last person as well, because I don't know, but they've got a lot of attention in the commercials, in my opinion, and they do seem to have a fun story. I'm going with Nasir.
Okay, good one. Yeah.
I do think he's smart to know not to talk about his story, but if he can get to the end and then tell people that story.
Can you remind me of what the story is again?
Yeah, I believe he's from Sri Lanka. His family was very poor. They were not. He came over, I think, when he was 12. But his family was quite poor. He hasn't had a lot of advantages in life. My concern for him is he did say he wants to model his game after Philip Shepard. So that's a little worrisome, but he got to the finals, Philip, and this guy's got a better story for the end than Philip Shepard does.
I mean, no, the real question is, does he have the pink tidy pinkies underwear? Will he be wearing that to channel his inner Philip Shepard? That is the question. Well, the one thing though with Philip Shepard though, he was able to tag along with Rob. Like Rob kind of brought him along in one of those seasons. So who do you think then Nasir might tag along with? Like who do you think he might, we'll say when merge happens, be able to connect with to bring him to the final two?
Heather.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, he also mentioned watching Survivor and learning English while watching Survivor.
Yeah.
So I do believe it's something that he's incredibly passionate about, and I think he'll go in wanting to play the game, and hopefully his social interactions can get him pretty far.
Yeah. I don't know. Watching his videos, I was just like, I hope that they give him a chance and he's not like first out. I just hope he doesn't do something that pisses his tribe off right at the beginning, because I think he'll be fun to watch. So
I think he's going to stick around a little while. I mean, I have faith in him. A lot of people have put him quite high in some of the other rankings that I've seen people do, and so I think a lot of people have some faith in him doing well and getting along with people. So
I had him in my top 5 initially, but then I don't know.
People just like what happens, and they just fall to the bottom.
And then I watched the videos, and I was like, you know what? If I was speaking with him, there might be a bit of a disconnect where I'm not able to like feel like, he's someone I want to, scheme with, perhaps, or something like that. It just didn't connect with me on that level. So, yeah. I mean, initially I was like, ooh, we'll see what he can do, and then I was like, oh, middle of the pack again for me.
Well,
But I'm interested in
who's
watching.
the star though next? Then, Jonathan, who's the star? Did you get the player that you were hoping for, or was
Yeah,
it?
you know what? I even had backup. None of you guys picked it. So, so I actually wanted to go with one of my top choices here is Sydney.
Oh, I assumed
I'm sure you all hate because that's how tonight's been going. But Sydney felt like a Survivor player, like from past seasons, and someone who I could really see. You know, she's from where's she from? Brooklyn. You know, she just seemed tough enough to really.
She's from Beverly Hills, isn't she?
She is a law student from Brooklyn. I mean, she might originate from that, but she's yeah. And so I was just I felt her presence. I felt she's law student. She has the smarts perhaps to be kind of scheming without seemingly being a schemy person. Like David seemed like maybe he would look like a villain, so that's why I was staying away from him. But I liked him too, and Sydney I think could do well and do make it till the end. None of you think so, but I
can't remember what. Let me pull her up.
Her bathing suit distracted me so much. I have to say, I have to admit, I was like, okay, Sydney, who is this?
Turning you on?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So was definitely interested in learning more. The fact that she's a law student, really cool. I just don't know if she's the most personable person. So I don't know how she'll do with a small group of people.
Okay, but
if it was a tribe of 8, I might be a little more confident for her.
Did you not pick Tiffany?
Yes.
Seems like she's gonna fight everybody.
I don't know about fight. Like she's more of a she was talking about her mother, like dying young.
Oh!
I really think Tip's on a different wavelength and said, scroll down for said though.
You want to scroll? Oh, yeah. She's wearing shorts though, no? Isn't she?
They made her change.
Those are photoshopped on. That bathing suit. Oh.
How bad is it? Like, how gay am I? I'm like, oh, he wants you to scroll down to look at more of the information, the bio. Oh, law student.
Okay, so she's confident law students, aren't they all? Who's ready to shake things up with her wild personality. And here, ladies and gentlemen, we present the most annoying and irritating player of the season, or that we're yeah.
Wow. I didn't see that synopsis there, but when I watched all the videos, I have written down beside her name, I don't think I like this person.
Oh no!
Like for real. Like I was like, oh, she rubs me the wrong way. She's full of herself. I don't know. There was just all of her answers
did go on for a long time, and I did fast forward, but I just go with initial vibes.
She's your pick.
She's my pick. None of you wanted her anyway.
Jojo, you didn't have to pick Brad.
Wait, who are you going to pick?
Jojo? I'll tell you, Xander was close, and David was close for me as well.
Wow.
I'm shocked. There's one person I'm shocked that hasn't been chosen yet, to be honest.
Shocked? And so like now I have to pick this person?
Yeah, I would think so, but maybe not.
I don't know. Okay.
Ugh. No pressure.
Come on, Chantele. Who are you going to pick? Let's do this. Come on, Chantele. Let's figure this out.
I mean, I don't think that it's anybody that's left is great. So let's just look at who's left. So we have, sorry, let's get this darn page up. Whoops, daisy. So we have Jeannie. We have David.
You have Eric.
Let's get all the way up here.
And you have Xander.
Oh, Xander's gonna be at the bottom. Okay, so we have Jeannie, who she might be very likable, but she could very easily be first boot. Very easily. Grocery clerk. So she's just gonna be like a nice person, I feel.
Essential worker.
Essential worker, okay. Who else is there?
Eric.
I don't think he's going to get along with people. He's older, and he's military, is he? I can't remember. Cybersecurity analyst? I don't know. I don't know if he's going to vibe with the peeps.
His wife told him not to be himself. So I don't think that's
That was also what Wendy Jo was told not to do in Nicaragua, and she was first as well.
She wasn't even booted. She was asked to leave.
Yeah.
She wasn't even chosen.
I just love being out there, guys, and I was having so much fun. Why'd you get rid of me?
The only thing I
Okay.
liked about Eric was he said he spied on all the other contestants while they were in sequester.
Perfect.
And then we have David. Oh God,
0 chance of winning.
he's a
Zero.
neurosurgeon.
I like his swimsuit.
So why
He
0?
is going to be the most arrogant person out there next to Sydney.
What if he gets a redemption arc like Dominic? Like Dominic, I was like, oh God, this guy's like.
I don't see that at all for him. The way that the tribes are shaked up with David, I feel like if the women on the Yasi tribe bond together, Eric and David are most likely in trouble because I think they're both going to be so stubborn and pig-headed. They're not going to want to work with certain people, and that's going to leave room for others to get to do it. But he's strong, so they're going to need him.
He also spoke about how much he loved Russell's game. So as soon as someone
God.
said they loved a
Pass.
Russell game, no thanks.
Pass.
Oh my gosh! And then all the way down here for Xander.
Who?
Don't kill me. Xander, he's another young one, so he's an app developer. I'm wondering if he's going to be like the Travis of Survivor,
He actually
21.
seemed pretty charming in his video, I found.
But young. He seemed
And
young.
yeah. But that's not always the worst thing. If someone wants to take
Not
him
at
under
all.
the wing.
Are we talking about the game still, Jojo?
I mean, I'm so cold.
Oh my gosh. So,
I know how you won sequester.
oh man, I don't. Okay, so Glenda says yes that David's not is most definitely going to be the villain. Hi, Dolores. So maybe this is the Tiffany that will win. I don't know about that, but Jojo would like to think so. He does look like Travis. Yes.
No, Travis does not have that face.
Are we talking about Travis from this season of Big Brother?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh my God, why are we still talking about him?
The same prototype.
Long gone.
Travis.
Oh,
Yeah,
these young guys with just the flowing locks and they just go out there and they run around with their shirts off. I mean,
Yeah.
who cares?
It's
It's a
Ozzy
boring.
Malcolm person, Joe.
Next.
I don't know. This is it. Those are the 4 that I have to choose from right now,
so
and
who are you
I'm
gonna pick?
having trouble.
You could choose the monster as well.
Ooh.
No, I'm not choosing the monster. I don't want Jeff's long hair. I
Should we all
think-
take bets what she's going to choose?
Should we tell them who we would choose?
Yes, I love that.
Yeah. Let's all give our recommendations.
All right,
Okay.
Jonathan, who would you pick if you were in Chantel's spot?
I would pick Xander.
Jojo?
I would pick Jeannie.
Of course you would. Okay.
Ron?
I would pick Jeannie as well.
Ooh, and I David very narrowly inching out Xander.
Oh no, I have Jeannie as the last person, but give
Oh.
her a chance.
Oh, no, give Chantel a chance.
Long shot.
I think that I'm gonna go with Xander. Not the usual type that I would pick. I think that Jeannie might be likable, but she's also seems like someone that people would easily be able to vote out. Xander, yes, he may be young, but he could be the adaptable kind of young guy that wants to learn and do well and like learn how to provide and stuff like that. So I could see him being eager to want to play Survivor, play, young kid on Lord of the Flies, like whatever. And so I could see him wanting to do well, and he might be able to get far in the game. When the merge happens, if there's still a lot of those young people there, they might be able to come together and do something about it. So I don't think he's going to be the first boot, which is great, which means that he's going to have some longevity in the game. which means that he can start learning how to play and maybe he can get to the end and win. So,
and I do think the 20-year-olds are going to do well because we talked about people being older. I do feel like they'll see them as their children and really want to, kind of take them under their wings. So, Jojo, did you say Genie?
Sorry?
Did you say Genie as your recommendation?
Yeah.
yes.
You'd pick a 95-year-old woman in a coffin.
And she'd probably do well.
She'd probably
So-
Yeah, she needs
if you picked her, she'd be final two.
Very well with my draft picks. Just saying.
You do.
Team
I mean, I can't
Mama.
believe. All right, this is what we got, guys. So Team Ron is Ricard, Liana, and Evie. Team Jojo is Heather, Tiffany, and Brad. Team Phil is Chantele, Sarah, and Nasir. Team Jonathan is Jairus or JD, Danny, and Sydney. And Team Me is Deshaun, Erica, and Xander. So do we have some team names before we shut her down here, people? And should we have a little wager on this? Little wager here.
$500.
Done.
I was thinking like
Wait a minute.
the
Big
winner.
Brother had that, and I'm looking good at Big Brother.
That's true, right?
I'm first out in Big Brother. What else is new?
Still in, but by a thread. I was thinking maybe like $10 to the winner. Has that good stakes?
Love it. Yes, down.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
I have to talk to my financial department first.
You're in.
Okay, I'm fine.
Yay.
I think my team will just be called the Heathers.
I like that.
The Heathers.
It's gonna change what I want to name mine now.
Ooh.
What am I gonna call mine?
I do have a team name, and it's very Survivor-y.
Ooh.
I took all the tribe names and I looked at like what's a combination that would be a fun little play on words. And so I want my team name to be Team Love You Assy.
How do you spell it?
LUV
Gee.
UAYSE, sorry. But the
That
E on the
sounds
end
like-
has an accent aigu, so it's the A.
Okay, accent
And so-
aigu. How do I do that?
Don't worry about it if you don't
Did
have
I get it?
I can't
I
tell.
think so. I
I don't know if I
can't.
can. I don't know if I can do it on this. Oh, actually, maybe hold on. Let's try like this.
I can't tell.
Yeah, Team Love You Assy. Oh,
Love you, S.
Love you, assy. Yeah.
Love you, assy. Oh. Although I feel like my whole tribe has flat asses, so
Inverted. Just
inverted.
Oh,
Yeah,
that didn't work. Okay.
pancake. The pancake dance.
Phil, any thoughts here?
I'm going to go with just a little bit off Survivor season 35. I'm going to change one of the H's. So I'm going to go with the Holy Holy Healing Hustlers.
The Holy Healing Hustlers. Okay.
Chantele's holy, Sarah's a healer, this year is a hustler in life.
love it. It works.
I mean, this is good. Hustlers or singular? Yes,
Yes, there we go.
Jonathan.
I'm not good at this. I need all the luck I can get, so I'm gonna go with the only org that I've won and name it after it. Team Galaxy's Edge.
This is
Love
Team Galaxy's Edge.
Yes.
Okay. Oops. Ooh. Oopsie.
No
I was
cheesecake.
expecting to that.
No.
No cheesecake. Oh my god, what's going on with my computer? I don't know if it doesn't like the name, Jonathan. Okay, just kidding. Galaxies. Oh my god, I don't even know what I'm naming mine. Edge.
Ooh.
Team.
Come on, Chantele. Let's do
Wicker.
this. Come on.
I'm going to use all of my letters of my people's names. So Team Do for Dushan. 2, and then the Ik in Erica, so IK, and the in Xander. So Team Dewicker. That's what we're gonna do, Wicker. All right.
Dewicker.
Interesting.
I don't even know her.
You gave me. I mean, that's.
Love it.
These are subject to change. Think of a better name.
Locked.
If anyone's watching, pick a better name for Chantele, please.
As Julie would say, your answers are locked. Your answers are locked. Are your answers locked? Your answers are okay. Your answers are locked.
No kitchen.
I mean, I'm probably just gonna keep it. But if you do think of a better name for me, please do. I do get that. Maybe should I call them like the dregs, the leftovers? Maybe it's the leftovers. That's kind of cute.
Wait, what are we doing? What are we doing if one of the leftovers actually wins?
I'm really a team leftover.
We all save money.
I think I'm gonna do team leftovers. Okay, guys, you heckled me enough. So what we were saying, they were saying that with the actual leftovers, the people that were not drafted, they actually just get to be not drafted. Should we give them to the audience? Or the other option was if you lose a player, you get to take one of those.
No, because that's rewarding losing. So I would say they're just not available. They're just
yeah, this season's about punishments if you lose. So maybe everybody has to take an article of clothing off each time they lose. I don't know.
Oh, okay. We can maybe raise the stakes here. Very good. Well, we have our teams. I'll send you guys the picture of all of our teams, and I'll see if we can do some point stuff. We're thinking of maybe doing like if you find an idol and stuff like that, just to add to the fun of rooting for your people. And then we'll all reconvene maybe mid-season and then at the end of the season and just look at how things are going. I will be going live every Thursday. We'll say probably 7 p.m. at this time. And so you guys are all willing to come and join me. You don't all have to be there all the time. But I just would love for people to come and hang out with me after and do the recap for the episode on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Does that work-ish for people?
Mm-hmm.
Yes!
Well, this has been fun, guys. Do you guys have anything else left to say here about this season, about your team name, anything before we say sayonara?
I'm gonna prove you wrong this draft, guys.
Okay.
Prove you wrong.
Okay.
Thank you for welcoming me to my very first draft. This has been wonderful.
Yes, it's been super fun. We can't wait to have you back on again. I want to see how all of our teams do. I'm going to be very excited to be watching Survivor for the first time in almost 2 years in less than 24 hours. So it's going to be super fun. Does anybody have anything that they're working on that you want to plug before we say bye-bye? Phil?
Nothing right now. Sorry.
Hey, man. Not my fault. All right. Well, if you guys haven't done so already, please just subscribe, be part of the fun. Tell us whose draft looks the best. I'll put everybody's names in the description box so we can know whose draft teams are whose. Let us know who has the best draft team. Do we think that we are sleeping on anybody in the undrafted pile? Let us know your thoughts. Subscribe, like this video, and we will see you tomorrow, Thursday, where we'll talk about Survivor Season 41, Episode 1. Yay!
Pew, 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 pew.